My name is Saokosal. Today I'm going to talk about how to connect Android with PHP in MySQL. You should have Android, Java, Apache Server, Genymotion installed in the machine. This is the pre-requirement of this course. And I will explain how the Android works. So the Android doesn't work directly with the database like MySQL itself. It has a lot of connection. Like first, you have to connect from Android to PHP, but there is no direct way from Android to PHP. You have to use the ActionTask class. Okay, this is the API class in Android, and in the ActionTask class, you call the ADP post class, and then you can send the data from here to PHP, and then PHP do the rest. It's also the same thing like when you want to read the data from PHP or maybe that from MySQL, you have to convert the data from MySQL to JSON file, okay, or maybe XML file, but usually we prefer JSON. And then you use the ADP get to get the data from here, and then uh, use the action task to get the data. So very complicated. So, but it is the way in Android. But I just don't like the way, and I decided to create a class myself. So the class is in github.com/git. You can grab the code here. This is my code, and you should see this if you okay. Just click on this one, and then you should download it. Okay, but because I have already downloaded, so just open it and then extract it. Okay, and you need this file. If you want to see the code, you can see the code here. Okay, and you can see the explanation here, or maybe you can go to my blog Saokosal and then click on this one. You will see the example here. So in this blog, in this video we will use some code in this blog. So you should have this open it, and then it's better to do it along the way. Okay, so first we have to create a database and a PHP file before we can start the Android. So just go to um, PhpMyAdmin. Okay, so in this blog I use a database called DB client. So because I have already have a DB client, it's not working now, so I have to change to DB client 2. And you should choose a collection UTF-8 general CI for Unicode support. Okay, then you need a table here. So if you comfortable with the code, just grab the code and then paste it in it, and it works. So let's try. If you wanna try, just go and then go to query. I'm sorry, to SQL and pass it. Go. Now you have a little bit. The table created for you, and then you can insert some sample data here. Go to SQL again, and then should go. And okay, now you have the data. So you have the username, ABC test Kosalgi, and a password like this. Okay, so it's faster if you have this block open and then grab the code. Okay, and then you need PHP file to read the data from MySQL. So again, you can just grab the code here. Okay, so you go to XAMPP, and then I have the client already, so maybe I have to change it to. Okay, on Mac you have to give permission you want to use in here. So now I have to call it client, And on Mac again, you have to give a permission. So you go to get info and then click it to read and write, okay, and then open the key, give the password, and then apply to enclosed item, okay. Okay, so it's done. Then you have a full permission to read and write in this folder. So right click and then open and then create a connection here. I'm sorry. So you need this code for the connection, okay. Because database now is 2, just change it to, and then you need another file. It's called login. So for this login, I will write it. Because a lot of code, maybe I want to explain a little bit. And if you want some explanation about this, okay, let's do it. So if you're not sure what it is working, so this one is the server name. It means there's a server database server name. Okay, usually it's just local host. And username, because I didn't change anything, so it must be root. And the password is blank as a default. A database here is database that we just created, and I use MySQL. So the code is like this, okay, and then we connect it like this, okay, and then go here and then create a file called login PHP. Um, okay, so first we have to have the HTML file like this. So this is very simple. So you want to see, just go and then like localhost client. Okay, you just go to login. This is the simple code. Okay, it's just a text box and a password box and then a button. Okay, it's nothing fancy here. So when you click, you will call the action, and the action is will just like loop to itself. So here you can write a PHP file. So the PHP file here, first you need to include connection, okay, and then because we send the data here from a text box, and you have to have a name, and then the name is txt because I want to this is my habit. If it is a button, I usually put a btn in front, okay, so it's easier to check if it's a button or text like that, okay. So the if set is like if it is set already or what, okay, it's like this. And if it is sent through this, then we can continue our task. If not, it's just like skip the if block. So then you want to change to a variable like this, okay, and then you can have a query. You just like you select the data from it. If it is like, let's say I call a username ABC, just like in our database like this, see, and the password 123. If it is correct, then it should have the data. If it is not, then there is no data. So to test it, it's very simple. First, you call MySQL query, and then you check it by reference to like a property is called num underscore rows. If the rows is equal to 0 or less than 0, it means there is no data. If it's more than 0, just 1, then there is some data, there is some record. If there is some data, so then we can just echo success. Okay, it's like this. Let's try, and the rest I will explain it later. So let's go to this ABC 1 2 3. Okay, now it's success. Okay, and let's say L nothing. Okay, so from here on we can use in PHP, but our purpose is not just PHP. We want to use from Android, right? So then another catch for this. I will explain it after we done something in the Android, and then I will come back for this. But just finish this. Just only the like you know, like if and else thing. It's like if you know, like login success, we call success. Login fail, we call login fail. Okay. Now test it again. Okay, login fail. If A B C 1 2 3 success. Okay. Now you go to Android. So the Android is, you should have a blank file like this. Okay. And delete the hello world text. And I recommend you to use the linear layout because it's simpler and it's not gonna make your user change improperly, you know. And then we need only maybe a blank text, and then a password. Um, I have to change the orientation to what I call first. There's something error here, so again, and then password. And we need just a button. Okay, so I change to login and return login as an ID. This one just username, yeah. But because it's ET, edit text, so I use like username like this. ET password. You can give a hint. This your username, and this one your password. Okay. Something error here is red line. I have to, what is it? Because yes, okay. So now you go to Java, and then I don't need this one, so just delete it. Okay. And in here is where you need my library. So where is my library? I think it's in download, yeah. Here. So you need the gen axing. Just copy this, and you have to switch to project. And then here you can find the app and a folder called Eclipse, and then you just pass. Okay, and then you right click again and you click the add as library, so it will add my library as the library here. Okay, so you need some time to sync. It will grab the code and then, you know, like change something inside. and you should go to build.gradle here, and you should see the compiled file lists sync. If you don't see this line, it means it has some error, so you should see this. Okay, if you have this, mostly you have no error at all. But to test it, there is only actually I have created two classes, but the most important file is where is it? Let's go down here. It's called the post asking. I'm sorry, post response asking class. This is a very important class, okay? And you can go here. Okay, this is the whole code. You want to change something, you can change it. Yeah. Okay. So so just call the class. If you have this suggestion, it means it works well. So you say task and you post like this. Okay, and you say this and I make it, you know, like a general library, so it has some other method. For example, like this is the method you have to call the asking response. Okay, um, when you type this, you should have some error, but it's not the error. It's just like suggestion. You should have the red light here. If the yellow one is not right, you have to click it like this to make a you know, red light, and then choose the make man method implement, something like this. Yeah. Okay, so it will create another method for you. This method is done. It is like magic. You just pass the URL, and then you'll grab the data in here. You don't have to write anything. If you go to my video, I have another video in my YouTube channel. You will see, like, you can go to this. Unfortunately, it is in my language, my language. So, but if you see the video, you will understand why this file, you know, this class is very important, because the whole process is very complicated, and I make it very simple. Okay, so let's try some code here. So here you just call the execute. So task.execute. So the execute here is just the URL that you provide. So this is the URL. Okay, and now you want to log in from here, right? So you have to send the data, the username, and the password. So before you can call it, you have to grab the data from the XML into the Java file. So you go and then you say, first I think you have to declare edit text, okay, and et username, right? Et password, okay, and the button and login. And this is easy username, and you have to cast to edit text like this, and you have to call a method called find view by ID, and then you reference it by all.id dot the et name username, again password, and also a button. So machine. Okay, and then this one will work, but now we don't want it to work just yet. So just comment on it, and you should have the button click. So set on click listener, and you say this, okay? And you implement you on click listener, and then you should implement a method. Okay, just go like this. We created the on click for you. So it's not happy because I think I do it myself. So it's kind of like crazy. So I have to let them do it for me. Click again. So click and make like this. Okay, now it's happy. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that long click? No, this is my mistake then. Just click. That's why it's not happy. So yeah, it's happy now. If you don't have like auto completion for you, maybe some error like this, maybe because you didn't put some configuration. So you go to file on Windows and you go to setting, but on Mac you go to Android Studio and preferences, and you type in auto import. Okay, like this, and it should check all the options here. After that, after you press anything, it will auto import the file for you. It makes more convenient to do that. Okay. So now this should go to this when you want to click, right? So you just want to click and then read the data, right? In this case, we don't read; we just write the data, right? So we have to grab the text here, the ET username and ET password. So to do that, you have to call the hash map. The reason for that is because the second parameter of this, sorry, how to get that one? Okay, maybe something like that, maybe. Oh, actually, you should suggest this, but if not, just go to this and you will see this one. So you have to use the hash map, and then you put the data in here, and then you put in to the method as a second parameter. Okay, so hash map like this, and where is it? Just copy and paste is better. Okay, so this one we don't need it. This one we don't need it. And then we put the post data in here. Okay, and then you execute. So now you put the data, but where you want to send to. So you want to send to here, right? Okay, so you should see the result back. But if actually you cannot, when you test it, you cannot see the result in PHP, something like you done in HTML. you have to get the result by this method. Okay. Um, it's a little bit complicated to explain, but it's like you send the data from here, and then the word disk here mean this class, and then it's kind of like, okay, you send this, and then who will take care of the result? And they say like, okay, I am the this mean this class, and then because it implement asking response, the asking response has the method called process finish. So it means after you finish the result, you grab the result, then it will send back to this one. So this is the data, the S. Okay, the very small s here is the result. You can just change to result if you want. Okay, so the result is from the PHP itself. For example, like when you click, and then the data like username is ABC, password is 123, and we check the database. If there is the result, and it will equal success, right? If not, it will equal login fail, right? So let's try to get the result. So I will just use post, the simple, uh, like result display. So I say result here, then line show. Okay. One more thing you have to do is you go to Android manifest, and then you add the user's permission, and you go to call internet user. If not, then you cannot connect to the web. Okay. And also here is a local host. So there is one problem here, because local host here means the local host of this emulator. If you try to connect from um, your computer to emulator, and you call the local host, when you send the data to emulator, the local host here is not connect back, it's just connect inside the emulator. Okay, so for Android emulator, you say 10 point, I'm sorry, I forget it, I have to check. Yeah, 10.0.2.2. This is the default emulator, but if you are using Jenny motions like me, you change the number 2 to number 3. Okay, so let's test it. It's building now, so it takes some time. Okay, okay, now let's try A, B, C. Okay, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, now you grab the data. Okay, it means you get the word success. But why you have the HTML here? Okay, why? Because when you go to the PHP, as you can see, it didn't stop here. Okay, it didn't stop, because for the HTML and PHP, it's like it run and it run and it run. Okay, from line 1 to the end of the line. Okay, so this will come back. That is why I have to write something else, like here. Where is it? Yeah, here. I have to post another special variable inside here. Okay, and I want to tell them that now my mobile is Android. You can just say anything, you can just say your name, but let's say you call like this. So now you have another variable here. So inside the PHP, when you get the data on HTML, okay, like the usual HTML, you will let them see something else. But inside the Android, because you send the data from Android, you have the like you have a special thing here. Like you want to Android see only this tag, not the other. So easy, right? It's like now let me see the PHP. Okay, here. Okay, this is the usual one, like you let user see in HTML file. But if you send data from Android, this will come. And for the PHP, this one doesn't come. Okay, and you call echo again, but then you exit. So this exit will exit, and then it will not go down to here, and will not go down to here. Okay, so let's see again. Now let's test the code because we didn't change. Oh, did we? Yeah. Oh, we changed a little bit. So. Hmm? Okay. Now let's say ABC again. And 1, 2, 3. Boom. Now you got only the word success. Okay. And if something else, okay. Now you want to take care of this also. Okay. If you want. But if not, you just like, okay, now I'm done. If let's say after you grab the result and then you test the result in here again. So let's say, okay, now I got the result. If the result equal success, okay, then I just say login success. Okay, successfully. Else, you can just say login failed in here. Okay. Oops. ABC 23. Now login successfully. Something else. Your login failed. Okay, so now it's done. But if you want to do a little bit more, like you have another activity, you can just like, okay, when the word is success, then you send them to another activity. If not, you just stay in the same activity and then display the word login failed. Let's try it. So you can add another activity, new blank activity, and we say maybe sub activity. Okay, so I will put a big word here, and welcome to my app. Okay, so if you log in successfully, then you just say intent in new intent, okay? And then you say this, and then you call another class, okay? And you start activity in. When you do this, you will open another activity, okay? Okay, now let's say if you type it wrong, nothing failed. Say ABC, and this one is 1, 2, 3. Boom! Now you got another activity. Okay, so this is the real app, like the real world app. You you do a little bit inside PHP code and say okay, the mobile is blah blah blah, and then you will get the data here, and then inside your Android you just test this, and if it is correct, then you will send the data. And then for now you don't have to think about how to implement action tasks. You don't have to think about other things. You think about your core thing, like now I send the data from your activity and then get the data back from JSON, and then test the result. Okay, that's all. And if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe my channel, and also comment below and share to your friend. And also I start my blog with top 12 reviews, so please visit my website and share to your friend. For now, thank you, and I will see you in the next video.